Hey guys, what's up? Lumpy Ice Cream here. Welcome to the show where my hair is more inconsistent than the canon in the X-Men movies. Yes, that's right. Just some updates for you guys. As you probably would have noticed with the podcast, I am fully capable of making videos again. The illness has worn off, thankfully. My voice is still feeling a little but it's not too bad. In fact, it's not that bad at all. I'd say I'm about 95% at the moment. Probably 98. Bit of a jump. Yeah. So, the podcast, it's doing fairly well. I think the last time I looked, it was at 18 views. Yep, 18 views. I don't know how many watched till the fucking end of that thing, but half of my videos are meant to be kind of listened to, because that's usually what I do. With like super long podcast videos, or just podcast videos in general. That's my Xbox controller telling me its battery is fucking low. Shit. Fucking, what was I saying? I was distracted by Facebook. You're just supposed to sort of sit and, as if it was on SoundCloud or something, along those lines. So I said in the podcast, if anyone paid attention to it, that Arkham Knight playthroughs would resume on the 20th. That's Australian release date. It's currently the 19th. They will not happen tomorrow. They will happen the day after. A few reasons why. Tim and I have been talking, and we want to make the podcast a weekly thing. He was unable to make it to my place tonight to shoot it, so we're doing it tomorrow. We're doing it early tomorrow, around 2 o'clock. And that should mean that we'd still be able to upload it on the Monday, which is tomorrow, the 20th. Usually, the last one took, I can't remember how long the last one took. It took a few hours. So if we get that done, we could, at a stretch, have it uploaded the same day. But I have a few little bits and pieces for you guys tomorrow. Not sure if it's anything. Well, I think I put up one video from WWE 13. I am a WWE fan. I'm a fan of most things. Fan of a lot of different things. And WWE is one of them. And for those of you WWE fans, you will know that tomorrow, at least for me, tomorrow might be the same day, it might be 2 days for you, whatever. Tomorrow is WWE Battleground. Throwaway pay-per-view, whatever. Should be interesting. Brock Lesnar taking on Seth Rollins for the title. You know what? Let's do a little predictions video right here, right now. Let's go. I don't know the match card off by heart. I know a few matches. But, WWE Battleground 2015. So, let's, dive right in here with this once the page loads. I'll be giving you guys a few more updates after this prediction. Actually, it's been a little bit slow, so fuck it. I'll give you the fucking updates now. So, again, for those people who watch the podcast or listen to it, there was talk about uploading it to this channel, which is ultimately what happened, or uploading it to our joint channel. Tim and I do have a joint channel. It's currently up in the air as to whether or not our main joint channel will be that channel or a new channel. We can vaguely remember the details because we haven't used it. It was only used as a communication front between Tim and I when I was up in Townsville. The plans fell through with that. And so basically, I don't know what I'm saying, but we'll have a joint channel by tomorrow, whether it's our old one or our new one. We're looking into having a variation of our original name, or obviously we'll keep the original name Thick Thin. I don't know how that's going to sound because the way I speak isn't 100% good. I don't pronounce my THs right, but whatever. I don't give a fuck, man. But yeah, it might be a spin on that if we can't get our old channel up. I'm sure there are other ways around it, but whatever. This is taking forever. I find the internet does go a bit slow when I've got the webcam on. But I will be doing reaction videos, and I say videos, I will be doing reaction videos tomorrow for Battleground. In case people haven't noticed, I don't have editing equipment. I'm sure I can get some simple free editing equipment, but CBF. So basically what I'll be doing is, instead of filming sections and then cobbling them into one, I'll be shooting short segments after each match, giving my opinions on the match and all of that. I won't do one massive long video of just me sitting there watching the pay-per-view, because I tend to be usually my 100% focus isn't always on the match. I'm always doing like little side things. That sounds wrong. While I'm watching them, yeah, that doesn't sound right. But whatever. Shit. I was gonna say something. So, yeah, I'll just be shooting some short segments at the end of a match, giving my opinions of the match, the outcome, all of that, and then I'll just upload them. So by the end, there'll be about 8 little 5-minute videos or something. Yeah, so that's potentially something I could be doing for that. What else? Page is still loading. Friday, I saw Ant-Man with Tim and my dad. Oh my fucking god. If you, watched that podcast, I've said that about 20 fucking times in this video. But if you've seen the, podcast, listen to it, whatever, you'll know that Tim and I were very on the fence when it came to Ant-Man, and we were saying that it had a lot to prove. Both that and Fantastic Four did have a lot to prove. Ant-Man proved it. Just as a preview, there will be a review coming. More details on that, I'll circle back around. Fucking loved the movie. It made up tenfold for Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron was very disappointing. We'll have a review of that as well. And I say we because as Tim and I are discussing more about the joint channel, we're discussing what content we're going to have. We've come to the conclusion we're going to be doing 2 videos a week. The one will be the podcast. I'm not sure if I want to stick with the name It Kinda Became a Podcast. I don't know. I just think we should come up with something a little bit better. We could open it to a Facebook vote or just whatever. I'm not sure how I want to go about it yet. I bumped the laptop. But, yeah. So we're going to be doing 2 videos a week, which will be the podcast, where we'll just discuss whatever. And that just isn't going to be me and Tim. We could potentially have some other friends on there at any given time. My brother might pop in. But because it was just me and Tim last week and that nearly hit the 4-hour mark, I'm kind of reluctant to let more people in. For those of you who don't know, I also am in another podcast at times called The Omega Files, run by Dr. Freedom. I definitely recommend you go over to his channel and subscribe. And, he didn't tell me to plug him or anything. I'm literally just doing this. Because his podcast is awesome. It's filled with some great people. And I've been in it a lot of times. And it's always fun doing those podcasts. And every time I have to miss it for some reason, it is a downer. But, yeah, definitely go and check out Brian's channel, Dr. Freedom. You know what, I'll probably put a link down below. And definitely go over to him. When he isn't doing podcasts, he is doing Doctor Who news, or often at times he does some interviews with some actors and all of that, and it's really cool. So yeah, definitely check him out. But often at times those his podcast could have around 8 people, sometimes more, sometimes less, in it. And we go on for about an hour in that podcast, sometimes an hour and a half, around that. It used to be a lot longer back in the day, but now it's much more condensed. Tim and I did go very much into detail, and that's what we plan to do. We will talk and talk and talk about shit. And, yeah, that's just all our podcasts are going to be. Which leads me to the topic the topic of our next podcast. We will be taking the movies that we saw in 2014, or movies that were released in 2014. It does not matter if we saw them last year or if we saw them this year. All that matters is, if they were released last year, we're going to take our list and we're going to go least favorite to favorite. Obviously, that can come to a lot of outcomes because Tim doesn't know what's on my list and I don't know what's on Tim's list. In fact, Tim hasn't even written his list yet. We'll sort that out tomorrow. Because, yeah, so we're gonna... I'll be doing the Battleground videos on this channel. And then that ends, I think, at around 1 o'clock. Tim is saying he'll be here around 2. I don't know. If you know Tim like I know Tim, no, I'm sure he'll kill me for that one. No. But yeah. So yeah, when he gets here, I'll get him to write his list out. And obviously, he might not have seen some movies I saw, and I might not have seen some he saw. He could have seen more, I could have seen more. Whatever. And, yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting to see. If you have seen the podcasts from last... I keep saying that. If you have seen our first episode, you will know what my number 1 already is, because I said it in the podcast. I'm not going to say what it is here, just in case. But, yeah. So, I don't think I actually said what our second video will be. Okay, so yes, our first videos will be the podcast. Looking to get that up. We're looking to film it every Sunday and have it up by Monday, or on Monday. We filmed that last one very late at night, and I went to sleep afterwards and left it uploading through the night. So, that could potentially be what happens. But yeah, and our other videos will be reviews. We'll just be doing a review. We're looking to focus on the MCU movies. So starting with Iron Man, we're still negotiating a day for that. I'm up for any day. It's all up to Tim and what he wants. And my channel is pretty much loosey-goosey. I don't have a schedule. I'll just throw up videos whenever the hell I want. Usually, in terms of the Arkham Knight playthroughs, as you know, I'll do several a day. The only time I really stop is when my dad gets home and watches some TV. And then I stay up when he goes to bed and all of that shit. Tim's channel has been pretty much dormant. He's saying he's going to start a new one. I think he should just continue on with his old one. I don't see anything wrong with it. But, yeah, I'm not sure when Tim's solo channel will start up. Or start. Alright, so it's finally fucking loaded itself. Let's get into this. Alright, on the pre-show, we have R-Truth versus King Barrett. Singles match for Barrett's King of the Ring crown. Okay. I think this whole thing is completely stupid. I want to say I'm a fan of R-Truth. I'm not like a massive, big, wild fan of R-Truth. And Barrett's alright as well. They're kind of shitting on Barrett with this whole thing. They did it with the Intercontinental title. How they had everyone stealing it from him. And it kind of degraded Barrett in a way. And I think Barrett has the potential to be a big champion and all of that in the long run. At some point, I would love to see him become the WWE champion. It would have been cool to see him be the WWE champion while in the Nexus. That would have been so cool to see. And I think the Nexus is his best run. That's the best run Barrett has ever had. And now that they're literally putting the fucking King of the Ring crown on the line, it doesn't sit well with me, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the King of the Ring crown has never been put on the line ever in a match. So for them to do this now, if R-Truth wins, I'm going to be really disappointed because Barrett has so much potential and he's not being utilized to the best of his ability, in my opinion. I mean, he is King of the Ring and they're still continuing the shenanigans. It doesn't make sense. Alright, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. Holy shit, this feud is getting creepy. Seriously, Bray Wyatt is getting fucking creepy. Oh wait, I didn't say, obviously I picked King Barrett to win because if they bury him, well, not even bury. Buried is a term that gets thrown around a lot. I think he's been buried for a while now. I mean, he's King of the Ring, and he just gets mistreated in the storylines like this, even as IC champion. Come on. But yeah, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. This is going down a pretty dark path, I think. I mean, there's the shit with Roman's daughter, which they have kind of strayed away from, I have noticed. It's not as big as it kind of was now. It's more of the fascination with Roman, and they've just kind of left the daughter out of it. I don't know if that's because of backlash against the WWE for that. I don't know. Obviously, the pedophile kind of subtone would have gotten to them there. I mean, I know I can't remember for the life of me what the character's name was, but back with WCW, Goldust was portraying another character. I cannot remember what the character's name was, but basically, as far as that character got was one promo in which he was outside a kid's window. That got some heavy backlash, and when the character came on, it got turned into a sort of pipe bomb kind of scenario where he said, "Oh, I'm done with gimmicks and all of that." So yeah, plans had to be dropped there. But so I don't know if this is a similar situation where they've just kind of left that. But, yeah. Really creepy scenario. Now, this is where I don't know where to pick here. Because, I'm a big fan of both these guys. The hate Roman Reigns gets, I feel, was completely misjudged. I mean, does anyone remember when he got out with injury? And people were upset. He comes back and he gets a massive pop at TLC. Then that all turns. You can pinpoint the moment that everyone starts hating Roman, and that's when Daniel Bryan comes back. Daniel Bryan came back. I can't remember when he came back exactly, but I know it was shortly after Roman returned, and he kind of overshadowed Roman. I'm not saying it's Daniel Bryan's fault. But yeah, for me it all turned when Daniel Bryan got eliminated from the Royal Rumble, because I'm pretty sure when you went around and looked at predictions, the two people you had were Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. So when Daniel Bryan got eliminated, I think everyone was angry, pretty much. I wasn't, personally. I knew Roman was going to win straight away after that. Not that I thought Daniel was going to... My pick was Roman, but, yeah. And then, Bray Wyatt. I personally don't think they've dropped the ball with Bray Wyatt at all. He had a really strong showing at WrestleMania with The Undertaker. Both of them were great in that match. That was the highlight of the card for me, was that match. That and Brock versus Roman. So you've got the two stars of WrestleMania going against it. And it should be interesting to see where that's going. And I think it speaks volumes when you look at that WrestleMania match between Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, because you have the Undertaker coming off what was probably one of his poorer performances at WrestleMania, and you could really tell that his age is getting to him in that match. I mean, he is going up against Brock Lesnar. I mean, of course, but it was kind of devastating to see that happen, but he completely turned it around this year. Complete 180. He looked in great form. And Bray Wyatt, I'm not sure if it is actually true. From what I read, it was. He did sprain his ankle a matter of hours before WrestleMania started. And I have sprained my ankle very, very badly. And it was hard to walk, let alone do much else. So I'm not sure to what degree it was sprained, but yeah, for him to put that match on, and I didn't even notice the first time around. I'm like, whoa, that's incredible. So this is where I don't know what's going to happen. Roman Reigns or Bray Wyatt. The entire feud, I mean, Raw just gone. Roman Reigns did beat the shit out of Bray Wyatt, but even then Bray escaped towards the end. It's been very one-sided. I'm not sure what happened on SmackDown, if anything happened at all. I didn't watch SmackDown. But I'm really torn on this one. I'm going to say Roman. Yeah, I'm going to say Roman will pick up the victory here. Whether they continue the feud or not, I don't know. Seth Rollins, but I want to discuss that one last. Primetime players Darren Young and Titus O'Neil put their tag team championships on the line against former tag team champs, The New Day. Alright, so it says here Big E, Kofi Kingston, and or Xavier Woods. I hope they don't do the 3-on-1 scenario. Yeah, I don't want the New Day to get the championships back. The New Day are really good heels. I mean, when I always thought Kofi Kingston was one of those people who just couldn't pull off being a heel. I'm really surprised with the type of heels they are. It obviously does not line up with what they were before they left. Now they're very different to how, they left as really strong heels. Like, we're not going to take this kind of, it was almost racial thing. And now they've come back as the sort of preacher guys, and it's a case of the fans' reactions inflicting upon something and causing a change in character to more heel characters. I guess, the one good case I can think of is Batista. When he returned, people went wild. And then after he won the Royal Rumble, or I think it was around that, or before, I'm not sure. People kind of turned against him, and they kind of wrote that into the story. So, yeah, I think it is that kind of case. I like the primetime players. I'm perfectly fine with them keeping the belts. I think the New Day just need to, I mean, I'd be lying if I said they're not entertaining to watch, because they kind of are. But, yeah, I do hope the primetime players keep the belts, because it's been a long time coming for them, and I think they deserve it. I was genuinely upset when the primetime players split up the first time. So, yeah. Next, so yeah, I picked the primetime players. Next up, United States Champion... Oh, okay. No count-out match for the United States Championship. John Cena, the champ, versus Kevin Owens. They are going out of their way to try and make Kevin Owens look like a total prick. And, I don't know. I'm still picking him to beat Cena. I think that I pretty much have that opinion of Cena that almost everyone does. He was alright in his earlier years, but now, you know, the dude kind of needs to slow down a bit and just kind of be taken out of the... I'm not saying he needs to retire or anything. I'm not saying it's his fault. It's just the booking. Like, just kind of take him away from the kind of spotlight a bit. You know, take him out of the title run. Give some other guys a chance. You know, when he won the US title from Rusev, I'm like, alright, that's fine. As long as he's not in the main card that much. Obviously, he's still a big focus, what with him coming out on Raw and defending the title every week. That is cool that happens. But, yeah, I'd love to see Kevin Owens with the belt. Obviously, he lost it, his NXT title to Finn Balor? Whatever. At the Tokyo event. And, when he lost the belt, I'm like, yeah, he's winning. It might not be the case. I mean, he has pissed off Cesaro and Rusev, so maybe they cost Owens the match or something. I don't know. Plus, if Owens were to win the match, that would mean Cena and Owens would have to be at the next pay-per-view. Is the next pay-per-view SummerSlam? I'm not sure. Hold on. It says the next... Oh, really? WWE Network event. Okay, so it's not a pay-per-view event anymore. They're just WWE Network things. Whatever. I presume it's SummerSlam. Yeah, I'm going to say it's SummerSlam. I'm not sure. That would mean that Owens versus... Unless Cena comes out on Raw and says, I want my rematch now, and then loses. I don't want Owens to be a one-time champ. But whatever. Okay, next, Randy Orton versus Sheamus. So yeah, I pick Owens to win, obviously. Randy Orton versus Sheamus. When Sheamus came out and became a heel again, I was fine with that because, personally, I think Sheamus can pull off both. I loved him as a face, and as a heel, he's kind of cool. The Mohawk thing is kind of weird, and then seeing that all flattened down for the Ninja Turtles film, it's really fucking hilarious. But yeah, I'm not sure if he got the Mohawk like that for Ninja Turtles, like if he got that haircut for it, but you know, I guess it suits a heel Sheamus. And I do like his reasoning for turning heel, like he's here to take out all the underdogs. I thought that was kind of cool. To give him Money in the Bank, yeah, alright, okay, yeah, I can see that happening. I do think Sheamus is probably deserving of another title run, maybe. At least as a heel. Again. I think it would be cool if handled right and correct. And see, I want to say Sheamus will win this match. But at the same time, I think Randy Orton might win it. I'm picking Sheamus. That's what I think they should do. But I think people will not be happy if he wins. So maybe they might make Randy Orton win or something. I don't know. But I'm going with Sheamus because that's who I want to see pick up the victory. And that brings us on to the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Champion Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. It says here on the Wikipedia page with Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury. I'm not sure if they will be there or not. I mean, I don't know. This is going to go down one of two ways. Brock is going to get a clean victory and is going to win the title. Or Seth Rollins will walk out with the championship and it will be a dirty victory. Because I don't see Seth beating Brock clean. Kane is a wild card in this match. Brock attacked him, but after Brock attacked him, Seth gave him pretty much a verbal beatdown. So I don't know if that will release the monster and Kane will come out and cost Seth the title. I really just want Corporate Kane to fuck off. I want the monster back. I want the mask back. That's what I want for Kane. Yeah, I just want Corporate Kane to fuck off. And that's what I hope happens here. Seth Rollins did make a very good point on Twitter that when Brock Lesnar was the champion, everybody complained about having a half-time champion. You know, oh, he's on part-time, he's hardly there, he can't defend the title at every pay-per-view, he's limited, blah, blah, blah. And then Seth Rollins says, well, now you have one, and then you want Brock to get the title again. And I definitely see that point of view. Giving the championship to a part-timer, just don't. I mean, with the fact that Lesnar is at this throwaway pay-per-view, which is what really shocked me when they bought Brock Lesnar out. I'm like, wait, that means his opponent at Battleground is Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar at a throwaway pay-per-view? The fuck? Maybe this could be a sign to come that Brock Lesnar might not appear on every Raw and every SmackDown and every show, but could potentially end up wrestling at every pay-per-view. I'd love to see that. Because I think Brock Lesnar, the one problem with Brock Lesnar is the fact he's a part-timer. If he was there every night, day in and day out, and I know he has some personal reasons as to why he doesn't want to do that. At least I presume it's personal reasons. You know, I definitely understand that, but at the same time, you've got to have your champion be there. Especially when you got someone like John Cena, who goes out and defends it regularly, weekly. No disrespect to, you know, Brock Lesnar or anything, because, you know, fucking who the fuck would want to? Yeah, I would love to see him with the belt, because Seth Rollins needs to come a long way, the character Seth Rollins anyway. I think he has wrestling ability. He has the mic skill. I thought it was fucking funny as fuck though on Raw when he literally fucked up and he goes blah. That's what he fucking did. Like he doesn't just step away from the mic. He literally just goes blah, blah, blah. Okay then. But yeah, he does have mic skills. He, you know, can deliver some pretty good promos. But they need to build him up as being independent, an independent champion. Because right now the only thing going for him is he's with the Authority. And that's what I was kind of happy with when he was distancing himself away from the Authority. Now he's kind of back with them again. I don't know, but yeah. So I picked Brock. Definitely Brock Lesnar. But I'm thinking somehow Seth is going to walk away with the victory somehow. I don't know. One rumor I've been hearing running around everywhere is that, and if you don't know what it is, and if this happens, I can't be held responsible. It's just a rumor I'm hearing, and if it doesn't happen, don't come to me and say, oh, you said this. It's just a rumor. I'm just spreading what I heard. Take it with a grain of salt. But apparently, The Undertaker will be returning at Battleground. To what degree? I don't know. Could he cost Brock Lesnar the title? I don't know. And if you ask me, that would be possibly the only thing that would make sense for The Undertaker to come in there. Like, why would he come in and help Brock win the title? I don't know. But, yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens. So, yeah, they're my predictions, guys. This video went on a little longer than I was planning. I was planning it to be like a 10-minute update video, and I just kind of got lost in doing this prediction video. So, I will recap. R-Truth and King Barrett. King Barrett comes out on top. Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. I believe I said Roman Reigns. That goes to show how much thought I put into that. But yeah, Roman Reigns, that's what I'm sticking with. Primetime Players versus New Day. Primetime Players walkout champs. John Cena versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens picks up the victory. Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Sheamus to pick up the victory. And Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar to pick up the win. And if Seth does pick up the win, I predict it will not be a clean victory. Because that's not realistic at all in my mind. As good as Seth is, I don't think he could particularly take on Lesnar by himself. I mean, at the Royal Rumble, I guess he did a good job, but that was a triple threat. Was it Royal Rumble? It was so long ago, I can't remember. I think it was. I'm trying to remember. Pretty sure. But, yeah, that's that. All of the updates are... So the first review Tim and I will be doing on our joint channel will be of Iron Man. And then we'll be going through the MCU movies. I'm not sure, again, what day that will be. We'll work it out tomorrow with the podcast. And I'll let you guys know ASAP. Or in the podcast. So, yep, just to recap. Tomorrow will be the Battleground videos. And, yeah, so tomorrow Battleground videos. Plus the filming of the podcast. And, then that will be uploaded either Monday or Tuesday. This is a one-time thing. I'm going to be kind of cracking down on Tim. I'm like, no, you got to do this now. For Sunday, because, yeah, so I don't reckon that we'll always be doing it on a Monday. I reckon always it will be Sunday night that we'll do it. I don't know why. Unless plans could change. But yeah, I thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow for Battleground. And like, share, subscribe, follow my social media links in the description below. Go check out the Dr. Freedom channel. I'll also put that in the description below. Great channel. Definitely. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.